Because my pastry doesn't have a penis.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
All right, good start.
I think the pull quotes have been making too much sense lately. So
That's okay.
Going real non sequitur.
All right, so we're back with a full breakdown of Love and Gelato.
See,
we mi scusi. Yeah, so yeah, Love and Gelato, Netflix 2022 movie. Do you want to give a quick reminder what this is about?
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah.
So, in case you forgot, Lena makes a promise to her sick mother that she'll spend the summer before college in Rome, where she falls for the city, the people, and the gelato.
In quotes.
Yeah, for some reason. I love, you ever do that subreddit, the suspicious quotes, where it's like,
No.
people just putting quotes in the wrong place,
Wrong spot.
Like, I don't think that means what you think that means. Like,
I think you're doing it wrong.
Like this.
So yeah, her mom isn't sick. Her mom's dead, isn't she?
Dead as hell. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the classic dead mom trope, to have the female character plot around town. So
very Disney. I mean, presumably
she
she made the promise to her mother while she was sick and dying.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because she makes you can't make a promise to a dead person because, right. I mean, you could. You're like, I will avenge you. And you're like, all right, yeah, see you in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all right. I'm already dead.
Yep.
Our prognostications.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You were right that it's not about finding love. It's about finding yourself.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
And I was right that I think the movie gets a little off the rails at various points.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't remember all the details of our prognostication. I know it went off the rails, and I think I was leaning into like she was going to come back to Massachusetts to go to MIT and meet up with the guy from Kissing Booth, which, hey, that could still happen. We could have a universe collide, but Kissing Booth 4. Love and Booths 4.
They wrapped up Kissing Booth so neatly. I
know
they can do another one.
Yeah, you can't do it. Please don't.
They're fresh out of source material.
Yeah, please don't. So we'll give ourselves a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever
B.
Yeah. I don't think I'd ever give us a thumbs down. I'd give it like a thumbs 3/4 maybe, but
yeah, we have too much confidence.
Way too much.
Too much undeserved confidence.
Okay. So you want some quick info?
Please.
Okay. This was directed and written for the screen by Brandon Camp. Brandon Camp. He hasn't done anything. So yeah. I think he's literally he's got like 4 credits to his name, 4 or 5 credits. So writer, he wrote Benji, Choose, Love Happens, Dragonfly. He's directed 4 things. This, Quarantined, a podcast series. Like, I mean, at that point, we're directors.
Yeah. Oh, we're definitely directors.
Any other attached? This is Jenna Evans Welch, who's just for the story that it's based on the book by her. So
gotcha, makes sense.
But this is all Brandon Camp's fault from start to finish. He wrote it and he directed it. So
Jenna consulted, but otherwise, probably not. This is all Brandon's fault.
Yeah, this is all Brandon. So when we need to blame someone, it's all on him. So
good. We got a guy for the chopping block.
Yes. Who's in this? So we got Susanna Skaggs. Actually, there's not a lot of people in this at all, but Susanna Skaggs, who I was like, she looks so cool familiar. Yeah, it's a cool name, Susanna Skaggs. Right? PI. She plays our hero, Lena, with the sick, now dead mom. I was like, she looks so familiar, and she was in this show. She's actually not been in a lot of stuff, but she's actually familiar. She's only been in 4 things. The Gifted TV series, Mr. Mercedes, another TV series, only a couple episodes. This is her first like major movie. But she was in a show called Halt and Catch Fire, which I absolutely loved. It was really good. She plays the daughter of one of the main characters, and she's in the entire or most of the series. So
neat.
Highly recommend that show.
Cool. Just getting ahead of myself. Did you pull the voice of the mother? Because I feel like she's got more lines than half the cast.
Oh, so I have that in a fast fact.
Okay.
The mother is uncredited, but a well-known actress. Uncredited, but
she had so many lines.
I know she had so many lines. Uncredited, I think. But now I'm wondering. I wonder if it was actually the actress they used for her like face.
Yeah.
Maybe the voice was someone else.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe that's why they got the uncredited. So
we'll get there. I'll be patient.
Please hold on. Hold your gelato, would you? So we got Tobia.
We should go with
Tobia De Angelis. He's Lorenzo. He's the poor guy from the trailer.
Yep.
We got
Cries in Italian.
We got Saul Nanni.
Yeah.
Plays Alessandro, the rich douchebag.
That's right.
We got Valentina Lodovini. That's Francesca,
Also
the god.
cool name.
It's a great name. Godmother. We got Owen McDonnell, who plays Howard the Duck.
The most Irish Italian guy of all time.
Yeah, and just the weirdest plot line. It's so strange.
Yes.
I couldn't get any numbers for this at all. It's a Netflix movie, so we couldn't get any what it made, and then budget wise, I couldn't find any budget. So
there's no way to know.
It was filmed in Italy, so let's say 5 million.
5 million lira?
Ooh, good question. Don't know. What does that translate to?
I think it's worthless. They're on euros.
Is this right? Rotten Tomatoes. Is this our first? It's a 22% critical score and a 15% audience. I always feel like the audience score is always higher than the critical score.
Usually is. Yeah.
Right?
Huh.
Okay.
Wow. That's a bad sign. We didn't realize that, huh?
I did not catch that. Yeah. So this might be a first.
Yeah. Explains a lot.
Audiences are usually more forgiving. So
usually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all the info you need to know.
Cool.
You ready for some fast facts?
Fact me, Daddy.
All right, moving along. So there weren't many for this, so we'll shift gears halfway through. So I got a couple from the book. There's a lot of differences between the book and the movie. So this is based on Jenna Evans Welch's 2016 novel of the same name, Love and Gelato.
Quick turnaround into a movie.
Yeah, real quick. The book is set in Florence, Italy, instead of Rome. The movie takes place all in Rome.
Okay.
Additionally, Lena stayed in a house with a view of a cemetery instead of a city skyline. Now, there's a reason for that because Lena in the book stays with Howard at the cemetery where he works.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Just like Charlie St. Cloud, he works at the cemetery where his brother died. Interesting take. Alessandro, the rich guy, is not in the book at all. In the book, she does hang out with a rich kid. He's a rich British boy from who's named Thomas. His name is Thomas. And they go on a couple dates and they do meet at a party, but that's it. So
interesting. What a weird character to invent for the movie.
Yeah, and they changed quite a few things. So Lorenzo, the other love interest in the movie, he's like an aspiring chef. In the book, he's not.
Kind of his whole character. Yep.
Yeah. It's his whole thing. He's not that at all in the book. He's just a Italian boy, I guess. And in the book,
just an Italian boy. No aspirations.
Nope. Just an Italian boy.
Yeah.
And then in the movie though, in the book, she tells him about all the secret bakeries in Italy, whereas in the movie, because obviously he's the chef, he knows where all these cool spots are to go. So,
and he's also the one who lives in Italy. Like,
right?
That's stupid. I'm glad that they changed it.
So now coming back to the mother situation here. So Robin Tooney, who I know you don't know the name, and you probably won't recognize her face. Well, you will because you do like The Craft. Isn't that one of your favorite shows, movies? The Craft. So.
What?
Isn't that? No? Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Sometimes I like throwing these at you just to see.
Oh, my favorite movie, The Craft.
Yes. Just to see, like, oh yeah. So she was in like the Craft, classic TV show there, movie, End of Days, Empire Records, The Zodiac, The Mentalist, which she's in a ton of, like, I think that's her biggest, latest thing. So she's working.
She gets around.
Yeah, she's been acting for a long time. She's does the job.
I don't think I've seen anything she's been in.
Really?
Yeah. Now that I'm like looking at her page here, and I'm like,
Empire Records is kind of a fun one. End of Days is
Empire Records. I guess I've seen. Yeah.
Zodiac is good, but
I've seen. Okay. All right. I've seen a couple of things. Fair enough.
Yeah. She's uncredited as Lena's mom. Now, like picture wise, again, the voice, who knows? That could be someone else, but.
Oh, she was in Horse Girl. That's the thing I saw her in most recently.
I saw that listed, but I hadn't seen that movie yet. So.
Oh, dude, it's great. Highly recommend.
All right. I'll watch it.
Okay.
The secret. Do you want to know what the secret ingredient is for the gelato in the movie?
More than anything, because that really fucked me up at the end of the movie.
You know what's gonna be great is that I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna bleep it out for the listeners.
Smart. Poor listeners.
Take that. So the secret ingredient is
what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I know, right? It's
I thought you were gonna say like a normal ingredient, like not that. Not that.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Listeners, you are missing out. Wow.
Wowie, wow. So there you go. That's that. That was all the fast facts related to the movie and the book.
Yep.
So I decided to go a little deeper. I got some gelato fast facts.
Great.
It's in the title. We'll go through these quick.
No fast facts on love, huh?
The Italian word congelato means frozen.
Okay.
Congele.
Makes sense. Chile. Yep. Oh no.
Early Italian gelato was closer to sorbet than ice cream. And that is because of the lack of milk. Italians had used water instead of milk back in the day. So
terrible.
So meant that early gelato more closely resembled sorbetto, aka sorbet.
Nice.
You like that?
Yeah. Wow, that's fun.
A Sicilian fisherman opened the first gelato cafe in Paris in 1686.
Okay.
Francesco Procopio de Cotelli. Cotelli. There you go. That's a lot. But a lot of vowels. Sicilian fisherman and chef from Palermo made the first gelato machine. He opened a cafe in Paris called Cafe Procope, which sold gelato and coffee to Parisians and literary thinkers, including Voltaire and Rousseau.
Wow.
Rousseau, thank you. Amazing that you can still visit Cafe Procope, and the restaurant now serves dishes such as duck foie gras, beef tartare, and snails.
Neat.
Pretty cool. And the last one to round out the gelato facts. It has less fat, but more flavor than ice cream. I think everyone just knows that. Gelato is softer, smoother, and denser than ice cream because less air, this is more the fact, less air is turned into it, and it has less butter fat. So
makes sense.
That's a core fast fact right there.
More flavor. I mean, I don't know. That's like, the flavor is what you make of it, right?
Everyone's tongue is different. So yeah, fast facts.
Good work. Proud
yeah, thanks, man. I did a lot of work this morning. Do you want a Hollywood pitch me? A motherfucker.
Oh boy. Do I ever?
Don't worry, all of our Italian listeners are already gone, so
yeah. That's true.
They left an episode ago.
I'm so sorry. So this movie is obviously Tea with Mussolini meets The Talented Mr. Ripley.
I mean,
right?
Yeah. You don't have to explain it to me. We can move on.
Great. Yeah. Well, why do you go? So obviously Tea with Mussolini, for starters, takes place in Italy. Nice and easy. Ease into it a little bit.
Hey, I've got a ton of low-hanging fruit. You got to do it. So
perfect. Yeah. I mean, Talented Mr. Ripley also takes place in Italy.
Set the stage.
Yeah. So in case you don't remember Tea with Mussolini very well, listeners, I don't know if you've seen that one. That's like a little bit on the older side of of pitches that we've done in a bit. You know, classic Cher, Judi Dench joint, Maggie Smith. Anyway, the main boy, it's mostly about the women that are around him, but the main boy, Luca, it's kind of like at least the first half of the movie is like a coming of age, like learning about life and the arts from these women. And the reason why he's learning about the arts from these women and whatever else is because he is a out of wedlock son of an Italian dude who has no interest in him. And his mom died, just like this movie, right?
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Italian guy, no interest. Mom died. Very similar. And she's doing the whole learning about the arts from strange women.
Yeah.
And Howard, who's a strange man.
Yeah. It's a strange situation.
Yeah. So besides that, it's got a lot of like socialites doing socialite stuff in Tea with Mussolini. They're like kind of like upper crust, like aristocrat-y people that are raising Luca, kind of like Alessandro's character in this movie.
Yeah.
And she spends a lot of time with, the uppity rich people and learning about how, their version of culture, right? I'm also assuming Ale's dad is a fascist, and that's a key part of Tea with Mussolini is the rise of fascism.
I guess, I could see that. Yep. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, he's a bit,
Just assuming.
Just assume.
Yeah.
Get over here, son, and meet the commissioner. All right, Dad, let's relax.
In Tea with Mussolini, kind of over the course of the movie, Luca's views and attitudes on the world change, like from this rich guy to like more about getting involved in like the Italian resistance movement and stuff like that, like being more of like a man of the people, just like what's her face's journey here. I'm already
Lena.
The main character's name.
Lena.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Good Lord, this is gonna be a long one.
Wow. No.
Luca and Lena. I'm getting confused with Luca and Lena.
Yeah,
Another
right.
Commonality.
Yes.
4-letter L names.
Yep. Just swap a vowel out, and there you go.
Yeah, vowel, couple consonants. Anyway, and then kind of lastly, his like semi-adoptive mother, kind of in Tea with Mussolini, is like proud of him because at the end he's like in a British army uniform, like helping to fight the fascists in Italy and stuff like that. And so he's like finally turned out to be the English gentleman that his parents would have wanted him to be, right?
Yep.
Kind of like Lena at the end of this movie, like turns into the, I don't know, free-spirited, photography-loving, who knows what, that her mother probably would have wanted, right?
Yes. Yep.
So meets the talented Mr. Ripley. First of all, I don't know who's confusing Matt Damon with Jude Law.
Great point.
They do not look alike.
No, they do not. So,
but that's the premise of the talented Mr. Ripley. In case you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Partially.
Partially.
So again, takes place in Italy, makes perfect sense.
Sure.
Involves a rich guy who's a real douche. That's Dickie.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. He's a douche in this. Yep.
Dickie is a classic Alessandro.
Yeah.
And he's like, stringing along maybe a little bit here, Mr. Ripley, and likewise, Ale kind of stringing along Lena.
Yeah. 100%.
There's a whole weird love triangle scenario. Mr. Ripley's got,
Mr. Ripley,
got a bunch of lovers and
side stuff going on. Yeah,
a lot of side stuff. Just like in this movie,
a lot of side stuff
for Lena. And then otherwise, it was kind of wishful thinking for me because I really wanted Lena to start like bashing people.
Yeah.
Like I would have loved if she had murdered Ale and taken his money.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Just something. Give me something.
Mr. Ripley style.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would have loved this movie if she had murdered Ale like halfway through, taken his money, and then at the end, kind of ends up with Lorenzo, like happens, but she ends up like smothering him under a sack of flour or something.
Yeah, some bakery good or something, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I would have loved that. Just be actually free.
Yeah, I think I think we both have common things here because my second one is definitely a wishful thinking situation. So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Good transition. Seg you into yours then.
All right, you ready for mine? So great job, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
Like it. Keep up the good work here. You might get a promotion someday. Yeah, just don't get too excited.
No kidding.
But, just keep it in mind. Yeah, I just want to give you a little hint. So like you keep working hard, but then the kind of like the carrot in front of
it's a trap.
It's a trap. It always is. So okay. So I'm going, it's Bridget Jones's Diary meets The Gladiator. So,
I see where this is going.
Can you see which one's my wishful thinking?
Bridget Jones' Diary.
Nailed it. I'm going to burn through these pretty quickly here. But all right, so Bridget Jones' Diary, pretty obvious. Both movies have a diary. That's kind of a...
That's right. I mean, the diary is a character.
It is a character, really. Both have diary entries about men and kind of like somewhat strong or potentially damaging remarks about that man in the book, right? That they talk about. So Bridget Jones' Diary, what's his face? I forget which one. Daniel or Michael. He finds it, reads it, and is like, why would you say this about me? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Both movies have kind of insecure, anxious lead to start, right? Mm-hmm. Lena is not. She's kind of, anxious about everything. She's like always, fearful of doing things, getting on a scooter, jumping onto
she's the worst.
Water, right? Yeah. So, both movies have a love triangle. Pretty obvious, pretty straightforward, pretty simple.
Yep. And
both are based on novels of the same name.
Oh, okay, yeah, good book tie-in.
Yeah, now meets The Gladiator. This is going to be. I've got some good connections here. / this is wishful thinking, but I'll wrap with the wishful thinking. So,
yeah,
low hanging fruit. Both movies take place in Rome.
Yep.
Bit of a stretch, but both movies do have a deceased mother.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
It's a bit of a stretch, but I'm throwing it in there.
I'll take it.
Both have pretentious rich jerks, Commodus in Gladiator, Alessandro in this movie.
That's right.
Both have scenes in the Colosseum.
Yep.
In Gladiator, Emperor Marcus Aurelius, he wants Maximus to like kind of take over, follow in his footsteps, right, and kind of lead. This movie, Dead Mom, wants Lena to follow in her footsteps to find herself. So,
yep.
And then the wishful thinking part is I really wanted I kind of wanted Alessandro and Lorenzo to kind of do like a fight to the death type of thing, maybe with a couple tigers in like an arena, like go back to the Colosseum, bust out some swords, let's get a couple tigers in there and have them fight to the death for Lena's, affection. And then at the end of that, she kind of does the old thumbs down thing, like, whoa, thumbs downs him. And then the tigers just eat the other guy. And then that's how the movie ends. That was what I was kind of wishful thinking. So
love it.
It's interesting that both of our wishful thinkings ended up with just people dying. I don't know if that's
murder. Yeah.
Is that an insight into us or is that? Maybe you don't have to think too much about it. Nah. All right. Should we get into this thing?
Yeah, we might as well.
So we're getting into it. Netflix, right? Netflix HT Films. I didn't look them up. HT Film.
HT Film.
HT Film. I didn't look into them. I don't know who they are. So.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. This movie, by the way, is an hour and 52 minutes. I mean, we're going to get to ameliorate, but that's too long. But we'll
listeners, a perfect example. Enough like Alone in the Dark. Don't watch the movie. Just listen to us.
Yes. Yeah. Save yourself. So it opens on just basically all the same thing from the trailer. The trailer and the movie open the same way.
Quotes from Mom, Italian scenery.
Blah 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 blah, and then we get the title card, Love and Gelato.
Yeah, the only important thing that I think is different, like or a reveal from the beginning of the movie, the trailer, is that apparently Mom had never said anything about love or Italy until like the last minute of her life. Which is
it's deathbed
bizarre.
Yeah. And then after the title card, we cut right to Mom's funeral. Yep. And then we get the classic. Got to have voiceover to explain everything that's going on.
Yeah,
this movie, so many movies,
is literally Kissing Booth at this point because it's got narrator talking about rules.
Oh,
remember the opening of Kissing Booth?
Yep. Always rules. Yeah, this one's rules. Mom had 3 rules: no sadness. Everyone had to wear pumpkin or something like this, and Fleetwood
pumpkin
Zach.
Spice. No black at the funeral.
They wanted
rules for a funeral. Yeah,
right. For the funeral, and she wanted Fleetwood Mac to play, so they got Fleetwood Zach instead, who did a nice job. So,
yeah, not bad.
Yeah. And then she has to go to Italy alone. No best friend. She's got to go there herself. Which.
Yep. Yeah. Mom mandated it. She's got to go find her purpose.
Yeah. And then we're just kind of like in a street or something. Her and her friend, the best friend there, Addie, they're talking away, right? And we learn that the friend is Photoshopping and creating fake images on the internet, which don't do that. Don't
total
do that.
power move.
That's a total misinformation move. Don't do
Definitely
that.
do that.
But also, if you're gonna do it, be smart. Don't use Photoshop. Just use AI. Be like, hey, give me an image of my friend as a cheerleader. Well, maybe don't do that, but that's what she does. That's what she does in the movie. She like photoshops her friend later and like all these.
I mean, she's like photoshopping herself in a bikini in Ireland and stuff, which is like, that's kind of questionable, but do a better job. But I'm all for lying on the internet. Everyone lies on the internet.
And God damn it, we're trying to make this a better place. And then we got Lena, our hero. She's kind of a little pretentious here. She's like, I'm not on social media, so she doesn't
foreshadowed.
A foreshadowed. I wonder if he's going to come back later. And then we got a bunch of exposition.
Okay, nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, her friend has probably half of the funny lines in this movie.
Okay, person who has better mental health, probably.
Classic nerd.
Classic nerd. Not on social media. Then we get a bunch of exposition about she's never had any dudes. She's not dating any dudes, right? She's never been with any dudes.
Junior year, she didn't date anyone.
It's classic.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Take dates to chemo?
Oof. Wow. Okay.
Great point. Great point. Your friend stinks, actually. Now when you frame it this way.
Yeah. Everyone here kind of stinks. This is going to be a running theme throughout this movie too. Is that it's going to drive me nuts? But she has no agency at all. Everyone around her just basically tells her what to do, and no one cares about what she thinks. They're just kind of like,
even at the end, like she doesn't learn or grow in that way. Like she just literally does whatever people tell her to do the whole movie. And she's like, I don't want to do this. And everyone's like, you know what? Shut up. You're going to do this. It's like, okay. It drives me nuts. Okay. So then we're home and she's at the house, right? We get just more exposition about how she has no family. The friend's still with her. And she doesn't want to go on this trip. And she wanted to go with her mom. Like they had originally planned, which was not in the book. There was never a plan for them to go together. Okay.
And then there's a bunch of, it's all voiceover, I think, right?
She doesn't want to find her dad. That comes up.
Yep.
They talk about how awesome her mom was. She packs up her suitcase full of textbooks because she's a nerd, trying to get ahead for college. She's going to MIT in the fall.
Right. And literally says the theme of the movie where she's like, I don't know who I am.
Yep.
She comes back later in the diary because mom says the same thing. I don't know who I am. Like, I had to come to Italy to have the gelato to find who I am and have people basically tell me who I am. Yay. Then we're in the
have like a
airport.
A quick flight, which I appreciate not including the flight. Thank you for doing that, making the movie even longer.
We just show up at the airport. So we're there. We get Francesca, the godmother, right, picks her up.
Yep.
Godmother's spicy meet the ball, right? She's driving fast. She's having a little more, she's more carefree.
There's no speed limits in Italy.
There's no speed limit.
Francesca. Love it.
Oh, is that a Mini Cooper she was driving, or what was it?
No, it was like a smart car.
Oh, it was a
smart
Fiat
car convertible.
I bet it was a Fiat. I think it was a Fiat. I bet it was.
That would make
sense.
sense.
Yeah. And then she's, of course. So, do we know where she was originally from? Was she from Pittsburgh? It wasn't New York. Where's
Francesca? No.
I mean, no, Lena. I mean, her hero, because they do a city shot, and I was like, oh, there's a couple bridges and there's water. I was like, that's not New York, though. That's not New York. I think it was Pittsburgh.
I know.
Do we have another Pittsburgh connection here? Another movie in Pittsburgh?
I mean, probably. They didn't say, like, it looked like it was somewhere northeast-ish.
Yeah, it looks like it was trying to be, whatever. Who knows? Yeah, it doesn't matter. So then, so Francesca's driving like a crazy Italian lady.
Almost gets in an accident. Welcome to Rome.
Welcome to Rome, motherfucker.
That's right.
And then we're at like a cocktail party thing?
No, this is just Francesca's telling her, she's like, we're going to this cocktail party later on. It's good for you to socialize with other people. Like, don't worry, I'll fix your face with makeup and stuff first. Like, we got stuff to do, but later on we get a party.
Right. So then, but what's the thing? So they go to meet. We go to the Coliseum, right?
Yeah, there's like a little like school event. It seems like it's like the university event or something like that.
I guess I don't. Yeah, it's very strange. I don't get it. So then we meet the Irish quote unquote cousin, right? Isn't that how they introduce him?
Howard.
Which
cousin Howard, which
This plot line is
so many questions.
Yeah. So he's the old guy from the trailer who's like, you should walk in in your mother's footsteps, right? And it's very strange because like he meets her and he's like, just, oh, you look exactly like your mother. And I was like,
no shit.
Okay. Yeah. Like, all right, all right, wait, this is just okay. This already feels a little weird.
Yeah. He's also like, so he there's like a quick throwaway cut of him talking to Lorenzo at the beginning too. That kind of sets up their relationship of like he's Lorenzo's teacher.
Yeah, mentor, right? Yeah. Which is
like
not
weird because I thought he was a photography teacher, but he's also like a chef teacher.
Well, Lorenzo's going to school, obviously,
right?
Yeah, so maybe I don't know. It's a weird mentor to have if you're wanting to get into cooking,
right? Yeah. And I have other questions about Howard. Like I think they paint him as being Italian. Like I think they want us to think he's Italian, right?
I think they just want us to. I mean, he's got an Irish accent. They call him out that he's an Irish cousin, but he's been in Italy.
Do they call him out as Irish cousin?
Yeah, yeah. But he's been in Italy.
I was kind of blindsided by that later.
Why does
he have an Irish accent?
Yeah, but he's been in Italy forever, something like that. That's all it is. So I think they throw away a line later on where he's like, I came here and I fell in love with the place and never left. So
classic. Okay, got it.
Right. So,
but anyway, yeah. So basically, he just goes on some exposition about how like, oh yeah, me and your mom hung out at university. And like, I got to show you my favorite place. And
so at this point, were you like at this point, this intro and then him giving her a tour of the Coliseum, you're like, okay, that's her dad.
Immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, oh, of course it's his dad.
Yeah. They get close. It's close. He's not. Yeah. Almost.
Well, he does turn into her daddy later.
God damn this movie. Again, is it our lens or is it how the movie presents it? I think it's how the movie presents it. It just seems a little
column A, little column B.
Yeah, we'll call them out as we go. So we're still at the Coliseum, right? And he's like, hey, walk in your mother's footsteps, and he walks away.
The world's first shopping mall.
Yeah. Great fast fact, bro.
What? Yeah. I love like he like just like drops all these weird lines to kind of the whole movie, like where he's like, the more wrinkles mock you in the mirror, the more you think about the past. And you're like, what? And then you're right. And then he just like walks away. Like the headmaster's like, Howard, get over here.
So we can introduce another character.
Right. Yeah, basically. And then she's walking around the ruins, like the music's all cheesy, rom-com-y.
Yeah, having a moment. And then we meet Alessandro.
Mom's ghost.
Yeah, mom's ghost is right there, like a blue ghost. Hello, daughter.
Yeah, he's like, it's beautiful here, mom. And Ale jumps in with, isn't it?
Ugh, I hate this so much. And he's like, oh, you're from the U.S.? And she's like, oh, how can you tell? And he's like, the shirt, because she's got the big MIT. Eye roll. Okay.
And then conveniently, he's going to Harvard in the fall.
Hey, that
stupid. What are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds?
Oh, you also happen to be hanging around a 17-year-old that like
going
to Boston.
You could have thrown in the talented Mr. Ripley. Another connection here is Alessandro's kind of a weird stalker, creepy kind of guy in this entire movie.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah,
big time. Oh, maybe he knew she was going to MIT, and he's like, I'm going to Harvard, and then he's just like shows up whenever. I don't know. He's very strange. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Anyway, so she's going to MIT next year. I immediately hate this guy. And she's like, yeah, the view is amazing. He's like staring at her and he's like, yeah, it really is. Miss Goose.
Yeah. There's like, they drop a little bit of exposition here too. He's like, wow, your Italian's really good. She's like, I got a 5 on the AP exam. I'm like,
come on.
This kid doesn't know anything about American AP exams. Like, what are you like? For fuck's sake.
I think that's an entry question for getting into Harvard. Do you know what the AP exam is? So then he's like, I gotta go, but I hope I'll see you soon. I'm like, how?
Yeah, I know. What? Like, Rome's a big city.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, okay, all right. And she's just being like super awkward. So
yep.
And we get a little
montage.
Yeah, city transition car ride with our first Italian song. Buongiorno, buongiorno. That's it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It happens a couple times. We get the Italian song transition move. All right, so then we're at the godmother's house, and
Howard's with them too.
He's being weird again. He's being weird.
Yes,
right. And he's like, "I'll text you my number. You can text me anything if you need anything,
anytime.
I'm
here for you."
All right, Howard, let's pump the brakes. You really do look a lot like your mother. All right. Okay. This is getting creepy.
But also, like, he like drives in the car with them and goes to this house, and then immediately Fran's like, all right, go away.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what?
Just drop him off. And
he just got here. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he came with you. You were driving. Like,
so they got to do girl stuff, and then godmother gives Lena the diary, mom's diary.
Yeah, the diary that will become a character immediately.
A couple shots from the trailer. She reads a few entries from Italy, and then this kind of goes into
Importantly, she talks about how she was jealous of the diary because that was really her mom's best friend.
Right.
She's never read it, so she doesn't know what's in it. But
and then she's doing like the eating is where she's eating the pasta. This is like all the stuff from the trailer, right? I think.
Yeah, that happens in the next
kind of over, right? Okay.
There's they do like a night roam transition. She's like drying her hair in the bedroom, reading through the diary. The mom's talking about going to nursing school, yada yada yada. Right. June's the sun sets in June, but Rome is still alive at night. And she's like walking around the house, doing whatever, talking about the permanence of Rome. And then we get to the puttanesca, which is the best thing her mom has ever eaten. And she's eating it at the same time. She's like, oh my God, you're right. This is the best thing ever.
Amazing. And then we get the theme stated again. She's like, who am I when I'm by myself? Like, oh, that's what I thought too. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're next day. We're at the rich kid house, and we got
playing tennis by himself.
There's a butler on the other side.
Oh, was there? Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't think there was. Like it was just him, like standing on the court with like a racket, and you're like, oh, okay,
so lonely and rich. I'm so lonely and rich. I play tennis by myself. So,
and his dad's like, quit being a piece of shit.
Basically, right? Fascist dad is just like, you suck. You suck at everything. He's like, I want you to do, I'm proud of you. I love you, but I want you to do interviews. Do what I say.
You've never done anything with your life.
Yes. You play tennis by yourself. You look at the other side. Do you see anyone on the other side? You're useless. You do as I say. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Dad.
Yeah. And then a bit like, I never asked for your help, Dad. And he's like, you would be nothing without me.
Nothing. You'd be nothing. I'll crush you. And like all of a sudden turns into a Russian. He's like, I will crush you.
I wish.
And then we're back at the godmother house, the god house here. Yeah. And Lena wakes up with a phone call, and we got Alessandro.
Like so creepy. She immediately asks, how did you get my number? And he's like, oh, well, we talked online last night. And she's like, what? And he's like, classic American girls. They like to play games. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't have a social media account. And then she quickly opens up a social media page or app or whatever and looks.
He sends her the link.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He sends her a link. And then we see it's all her friend back home, Maddie, there is doing all the fake
skydiving and hang gliding and cheerleading. But Ollie's not putting it together. And he's like, wait, so you have a twin? And she's like, no, I have a friend with Photoshop.
Yeah. You're just rich. You're an idiot too.
And he's like, my rich dad throws this big party every year. You want to come? And she's like, no, I really can't. And he's like, great. See you there. Dress up.
I hate this. I hate him so much. I hate this. I hate him. I hate this. I hate it. But I wish she just like didn't show up. I wish the rest of the movie would just be like,
me too.
Him sitting there waiting, be like, oh, I guess my douchebaggery didn't work. Yeah.
That's like what actually would happen.
It's like, right. Like, I hate this.
Just be there dressed up.
Just alone, like playing tennis by himself. That's how that works because no one likes you. Mm-hmm. And then she chats with a friend for a bit and whatever, doesn't matter. We're still
brushing her teeth. Well, that's basically like, she's like, that guy's not my type. And she's like, what's not your type? He's hot and Italian. Oh my God.
Okay.
There's a little more like, well, he's going to Harvard and blah, blah, blah. Like,
but
no, you're right. He's not your type. He's a douche.
Yeah.
She refuses to take down the fake social media that she made, which is also, and back to your point of like, Lena has no agency at all. She's like, please take that down. Like, you have to take that down. Stop impersonating me.
No one cares about what she says in this movie. No one.
And he's like, no, just flat out no. Like, okay. Yeah. And then we cut to the scene from the trailer of Fran also not giving her any choices. Like,
yes.
No, you have to learn how to walk.
Yeah, learn how to walk in heels. Can I just wear flats? No. It's like, She's like, no, it's about wisdom. Or she's like, not wisdom. She's like, it's about being confident, putting yourself out there. And it's like, you can do that you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
stop being a mopey American girl.
Yeah, just be comfortable in your own skin, and then the confidence will come. That's life tip right there. It's just,
I am a mopey American girl. Don't.
Yeah.
Let me be me.
Have confidence in that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to change me. So yeah, then we get, it's all the stuff from the trailer, right? You got to walk with purpose. She falls
hips.
over.
Lots of hips.
We get the crack talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm kind of glazing through this, but feel free to stop.
I was gonna say, yeah,
stuff like,
we cut to the Sunset City transition. They do a lot of these. Again,
stuff from the trailer. It's a makeup time.
It reminded me of Christmas Prince. There's a lot of Christmas Prince in this movie.
Yes, yeah, a lot. Yeah, there is. There definitely is.
We're like, how do we cut this into the next scene? I don't know. Just like put the city there.
Okay, do a city. Yeah, do a city transition shot. Okay, done.
Okay.
Right.
Next scene.
And
then it's again from the trailer. She's like Fran's doing her makeup, and she's like, I promised your mother I'd be a bad influence on you and make you go a little crazy. And like when it comes to guys, like you don't know what you're doing. You gotta, like, if you're moved by something, you just go with it. Like, trust your gut.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know anything about love.
Oh my goodness. And then we're at the fancy event, the charity, the party that the rich kid invited him, and she shows up and he's just being a douche and she's just awkward. It's like, this isn't going to work out. Like, basically he's like, oh, you look stunning. Like, this event's like, my parents throw it they say it's for charity, but it's really about sucking up to celebrities. Am I right? You know what I'm talking about, He's like, I'll get you a drink, wine. And she's like, what? And she's like, yeah, I love wine. He's like, okay, cool. Do you like opera? And she's like, yeah, I love opera. He's like, great. Well, there's an opera tonight too. So like, you're in luck. And then she literally just back paddles on all of that. She's like, I'm sorry, I don't wine. She gets the wine. She's like, actually, I've never had wine. And I don't know anything about opera. And he's like, great. Well, cheers to your first then. Yeah. And she's like, sure, I guess. And she hates the wine. And he turns her into an alcoholic later on. She starts drinking wine and gets drunk. And that's right. Makes a fool. Real wino. Yep. Real big wino. All right. And then we're at the opera and she's moved, right? She's like, oh man, this woman is tormented. Like the one that's singing this particular opera. I don't know what it is. And she's like feeling moved by it. And her, Fran said, trust your gut. If you feel moved, go with it. She like grabs his arm and he's like, nice. All right. And he's like, all right, come with me. We're going to have some fun. Now, wait, she was having fun, I think, enjoying the opera. Yeah. Can we just stay there and finish the show? How does it end? I'd be so mad. Can't leave me hanging here. Mm-hmm. And then this is just very weird scene. It's like a weird montagey kind of thing almost. And he's like, he tags her. And he's like, tag, you're it. And then he just runs away from her. Bolts. While she's wearing like 3-inch heels. Yeah. And she's like chasing him around. And he's just like, he's acting like a kid. It's like, it's so weird. Like, he's like, we're going to get in trouble. And he like finds this like weird like power switch. Yeah. He's like, oh, it's the power for the building. Should I flip the switch? And she's like, no, of course not. Don't do that. And he's like, I'm going to do it. And he does it. And he's like, just kidding. And then he runs away. And then he runs away again. Yeah. I hate this scene so much. He's like a little goblin. Like you want to catch and like throw in a bag and like throw him into the water. Like, where are you going? Why are you doing this? It's like the Noid coming after my dominoes or something. It's so obnoxious. Yeah. He like runs out the emergency exit then and sets off the alarm. And you're like, oh, God, it's so annoying. Jesus. And then not disrupting everyone else's good time. And then we get the line. He's like, he's just being a douche. And she's like, what are you so scared of? And he's like, she's like, you. Yeah. Because what you're doing right now is stupid. Stop being so stupid. Get down from there. And then again, also a big list of other things that she's afraid of, but yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't write them all down, but spiders. No one did. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Cliffs, water, tennis players. Yeah. And the security shows up and they're like, you have to get back inside. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. And then we get inside and Dad's like, uh-oh. Yeah. He's like, oh, bummer, man. Party's over. He's like, you better button up. You got to come over here, meet this guy. Mm-hmm. And Ollie's like, no, I'm with my new friend. And the dad's like, you won't remember this girl tomorrow. Like, who gives a shit about this girl? Like, you have to this is for your future.
And Lena's like, it's late. I gotta go.
She's like, I can understand what you're saying.
Yes.
You asshole.
Yep. So then
Foreign
she
asshole.
leaves. Yeah. And he's like, no, don't go. But he doesn't really do anything about it, thankfully. And then Dad's like, okay, well, yeah, back to business over here.
Come on, let's go. And then she's running away, and then we have the scene from the trailer where she runs into the kitchen and runs into Lorenzo. Another, just so happens he's working this event because
yeah,
total coincidence that he's happened to be at this particular event.
Yep. And she like yells at him. She like screams at him for like 5 minutes. She's like, I don't want to do any of these things. I don't want to be here. I don't be wearing heels. I don't want, like, no one lets me have agency to do anything I want. And like, I hate wine, but like, boy, that cake looks good that I just spilled everywhere. And then she's like, don't mind me. I'm not well. Like, what?
This is all not. Yeah. This is like one of like 3 of her like freak out moments that just would make you feel like, oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Karen moment number 1. Can you just stop?
Can you just stop, please?
Can you just stop?
And Lorenzo's like, oh, you were at that thing yesterday with Professor Riley. She's like, yep, that was me. And then you hear like, rip. And her dress rips.
It's all just going downhill.
Oh boy. So he's like, well, how about this? I'll give you a ride home and a change of clothes. And then like, you can be comfortable and not have to worry about anything. Yeah. And again, like, don't do any of these things. Like, this is a stranger. This is another stranger. Like, you should not like just get into a car with her. Or like, terrible idea. She's like, yep, sounds good.
Sounds good. Alrighty.
Yep.
Again, make some right decisions for yourself here.
Right. Yeah. Like this is the one time she's allowed to make a decision.
So then she gets a change of clothes. It's just his like cook's jacket. Yeah. It's like his chef's jacket and like the flame retardant pants. Like pants, like the cook pants, whatever.
Yep.
And it's all just stuff from the trailer. I'm not getting on that
the Italian death bike. Yep.
Right.
And then she goes on about like she's got all the. I don't think they played this up enough. I think this was kind of one of the funnier bits in the movie that they just like didn't do. I wish they did it more. Of like her just like spouting off fast facts about random stuff. She's like, like high heels can cause diseases and like that. You're like, wait, what? She's like, that's a true fact. And he's like, so what you're saying is walking home is more dangerous than getting on my death bike. And she's like, great point.
Great point. Like that could have been funny if you did more like the
Yes. And so then they ride around from the trailer again. She talks about Rome being bumpy,
scooting through Italy. That's it. And then he
pulls into a sketcy alley,
kidnaps her. Basically.
I love. Yeah. Her line is like, "Hey, I just so you know, I don't do drugs."
Like that's your line.
Yeah, love it.
Oh my god. Then they go to the secret bakery, which plays a important plot point later on, especially for him.
It's the best maritozzi in Rome, whatever that is. There's some kind of pastry.
Yeah, I'm sure it looks delicious.
So this woman Greta is running the secret kitchen. She's like real grumpy, but she's like, fine, here you go. Also, like, boy, you're a good chef. And he's like, just to lay that
thanks. Out there. Yeah, just throwing that out there. You're a really good chef. Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. And then there's somewhere. I don't know where they are. They're like,
because she wants to eat them right away. And he's like, that's bad form. We have to go to like, I got a spot. I got a spot we can eat these. So again, like, this is a for sure safety tip, number 61, if you're not familiar, but never,
I think I remember this one. Yeah.
Never go to a second or third location. If some stranger's like, go to a different place, don't do that.
No, don't do that. Yeah, never go to the second location. The first one is to pull you in. The second one is where you get killed or do drugs. You either do drugs or get killed. So
yeah. Oh, eating pastry. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah. Let's go there.
If I had a nickel for every pastry I snorted.
I forgot about number 61. That's right. Yeah. Never follow a stranger to the second and or third place. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
So they're somewhere, a second location, and they're eating baked goods. It's all seen from the trailer. She's got the stuff on her face. She's enjoying it. She's amazing. And then he drops her off at home. And then because it's just coincidental town, Alessandro shows up. I was like, how does he know where she lives?
Yeah. Well, again, Addie, worst friend of all time.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that's right.
There's also just like a weird thing when he drops her off and she's like, oh, like here, I can like take off these clothes and give them back to you. And he's like, no, I'll collect them whenever. Make me a lasagna. And you're like, wait,
what?
What an inappropriate thing to say.
Yeah, like I have to get your phone number now, which they never exchange. And it's like, how is this all working?
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So like Ollie and Lorenzo have a little tiff.
Yeah, the poor guy and the rich guy.
And then Lorenzo just drives off. He's just like, all right, well, smell you later.
Yeah.
This is how you're going to be.
I also love it. Another coincidental that these two have some like a tiff between each other. Like they knew each other. It's like, Jesus.
So Rome's an awfully small place, Russ.
Very, very small. It's just the size of the Coliseum, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. And then, and then what is he? He gives her some comment. He has some throwaway line that actually made me angry. I was
Ale, when he's like,
yeah.
He's like, let me make it up to you. And she talks, she's like, you got a reputation, don't you? And he's like, maybe I do. Most of it's people talking shit behind my back, even my own dad. No one knows me.
Yeah.
He's like so angsty.
Yeah, no one knows me, whatever. And then he throws in the line like, you seem smart enough to make up your own mind. I'm like, you're such an what an asshole.
Yeah. He's like, tell me you didn't have fun tonight. And she's like, tee.
Stop.
And so then again, he does it to her. This is the second time. He's like, all right, 12 p.m. tomorrow, bring a bathing suit. I'm picking you up. And she's like, no. She's like, first of all, I've taken enough honors classes to not look good in a bathing suit, which I take umbrage with that line too. Yeah. What does that mean? And then he, like a gross person, is like, oh, let me be the judge of that.
Get out of here. What?
Ew.
Italians. Get out of here, you pushy Italians.
Yeah. Hate all of it.
Oh, God. So, yeah, I guess we're going swimming. And we're back in the godmother house, the god house here, and she's reading more diary entries. And then basically
she's drinking tea. Yeah.
She's drinking about entries about the dudes that her mom hooked up with back in the day.
Yep. She's learning about her mom's photo class and
like
this
saucy,
smoking hot Italian boy named X. She calls him X in the diary.
Right.
Because Fran is probably going to read it, and she doesn't want Fran to know.
Yeah, that's how you keep secrets from friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't
name the person
down.
X. Yeah. Classic Elon Musk.
Yes. Yes, Wolverine. All right. So then where are we this next scene? We're at Collins Howard's museum house.
I think this is to the university. I think
university. Okay.
I think class is getting out. Like,
gotcha.
She's like, oh yeah, we get Howard knows more about the Renaissance painters than the Renaissance painters do. And you're like, what? Right.
Okay.
And Lena goes like, well, does he paint? And she's like, well, he used to, but not anymore.
I wish she said, not since the accident. Yeah. Just throw that one out there and just let it sit. Like, oh, okay.
Or I wish it was like he used to. He still does, but he used to too.
He used to too, but he still does, but he used to as well. So in the past,
give me Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah. I not only painted in the past, but I paint now. Mitch, we miss you. All right, so then, so at this scene, the important thing is Howie the duck gives Lena the mom's camera.
Right,
that's the key thing here, right?
Fran's super bitter about basically everything in Lena's mom's life, like the diary. Who's like, actually, the diary was the best friend. Now she's like, actually, the camera was the best friend, not me. You're like,
yikes!
Pick your best inanimate best friend here. Yeah. You can't reuse that line multiple times.
Yeah. That's not how that works. And then
they look through a bunch of photos that Lena's mom took, and she's like, "Oh my god, my mom had these all over the house, but never told me that she took them." Like, okay. And then she's like, "Why did my mom stop taking pictures after all?" And Fran's like, "Well, have fun. Gotta go."
Can't explain things to you because movie would be over.
Make it too easy.
Yep. And then we kind of get the touristy montage.
Another montage. Like this movie is Kissing Booth. It's the Kissing Booth.
Yes.
All over again. Where they just have stupid montages every 5 minutes and
yep.
I hate it.
It's the same thing. And she's taking all the photos like mom did. And then we're at the asshole's house, Alessandro's house. Right?
Yep, exactly. And so like she's like, what does your family even do? And he's like, mafia.
Obviously.
Just kidding.
Like, that was
banking.
Yeah. Banking? Really? You're in finance? Really? You're not associated with the mafia?
Interesting.
Have you met your dad?
This is finally when he gives her a small moment of agency when he's like, pick your favorite car. There's like a line of fancy exotic cars. Pick a car. And she's like, ooh, how about the Ferrari? And he's like, I love that one.
I kind of wish he was like, no, let's take this one over here.
Yes, that would have been more fitting of the character.
No. Your choice, it's stupid. It's stupido. We'll go over here. So yeah, she picks the Ferrari, which there was a lot of other cars in there I probably would have picked, but hey, still fun time. Let's do it. Ferraris, right? Come on.
Totally, yeah.
Fine.
And then
vehicles.
there's like a little Ferrari montage of driving around in the Italian scenery, and there's like a weird
Ferrari
cover
ad.
of Forever Young playing.
Isn't it? Yes. Okay. And then here we are. We're at swim time.
A couple of weird
swimming.
covers in this movie.
There are a couple. And then we're at the waterfall.
Here we are. Where? You'll see.
God,
for fuck's sake, tell me where we are.
Again, strangers, don't go to the second place.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
First place, you went to his house. Second place, don't go with him.
Yep. She's like, I'm not ready for that. Like, that's a waterfall. I'm definitely not doing that. And he's like, relax, guy. I've done this like a million times. And she's like, okay. And then does it. What?
Look,
that was easy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is all seen from the trailer. So they jump off in the waterfall. And she's like, I can't believe I did that. That was great. And I was also like, forcing someone to their fear isn't really the right way to do it. Like,
no,
like it's just gonna actually probably give them trauma. But
yes, yes. Like I'm both glad and mad that this scene is like way shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
like nothing really happens in this. Like they literally just jump off the waterfall, and she's like, "Wow, I can't believe it. That was amazing." And he's like, "I told you."
Yeah, and we get a little backstory for him, like a little,
right,
something,
like,
right?
I'm not excited about going to Harvard because my dad's a prick. And you're like,
yeah,
what? How is that connected?
Yeah, and then she's like, oh yeah.
She's like, well, like, what do you even want to do? And he's like, well, it doesn't matter what I want. I got to be a finance bro. My dad was a finance bro. His dad before him was a finance bro. His dad's dad was a finance bro. Yeah. He's like, just got to do it. I want to be an architect.
I want to build things.
Yeah. And she's like, you could just talk to your dad. It's your life.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to work out.
He's like, well, I'm more interested in you.
Laying on real thick. Yeah.
Love this part of the scene because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm more interested in you. And she goes, my mom was sick for a long time. And he's like, what? He's like, she's like, it's fine. It's okay. And he's like, and she's like, I haven't been with any guys either.
It's like a stumbling mess of words just happening. Like it's super awkward. It's like, wow. Okay. I'm like trying to give you a comment and you're bringing in mom, sick, dead mom. Like
my mom was sick for a long time. She's dead now.
Go righty. Not sure where to go from this.
Yeah. I haven't been with any guys.
Okay. Keep going.
Yeah. And he's like, you're different. You make me different.
Oh my God. Exclusive. No games. No bullshit.
Yeah. Something I've never done before.
I hate him so much. I was hoping she'd just drown him.
Yes. That would have been way better.
She doesn't. She kisses
Mr.
him
Ripley
instead.
style.
Yeah.
Like just bash him over the head.
Yeah. I said my mom was sick. Why aren't you listening to me? Where'd that rock come from? From your stupid waterfall. That's it. So they kiss, and what's going to happen? Are they going to get together? Is he going to be the first boy? Is
they going to be forever young?
When's the gelato going to show up? No, not a gelato sighting.
Great question. When's the love going to show up?
Yeah, when's the love there is neither love nor gelato in the first half of this movie.
Hate it.
Hate it, and there's not even love in the rest of the movie. So that's it. We're gonna stop it there. We're gonna stop cliffhanger off the waterfall hanger. We'll call it with the kiss. Alessandro 1, Lorenzo 0.
Yep.
So that's the end of part 1. Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That, or ITMT Pod on Twitter. You can subscribe to us wherever you're listening, and you should share us with a friend, because community is what makes things
everything.
good. Yeah, it makes everything really.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and speaking of community, share us with strangers, online community people that you don't know. Yeah. Like on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can leave a review, 5 stars,
right?
A nice comment,
right? Just don't follow them to a second place. That's all.
Yeah, never follow a review to a second location. So pick one, Apple or Spotify.
Yep.
Leave 5 stars,
and
then stop.
Stop what you're doing for the day.
Yeah, and then go to a different browser tab and send us an email instead. Old school
way. Yeah,
that's right. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. We'll read them in trailer trash like we always do when we get them. You've been slacking, listeners. Send us some emails, please.
We know. We're watching you.
Yeah, I see you. Or go to the website where we can't watch you. We can, but it's anonymized.
We know where you're coming from, and
right. What you're
not
doing.
You, but generally speaking,
that's right.
we could find you. So send us
definitely. Yeah. And on the website, you can find all kinds of crazy stuff. You can find so many episodes, all the old ones, the whole back catalog, hundreds of hours of content at this point. You can find a link to our merch site, buy a t-shirt or a mug. Something, ITMT safety tip, perhaps, or the foreshadowed monster.
Mm-hmm. The foreshadowed
monster. It's thismeetsthat.com. Check it out.